Back in the strange year of 2004, there was a show that was running rampant in the minds of little girls. This show was called Winx Club. A show of a girl named Bloom who discovers that she has magical powers and enters a school for becoming a fairy. With its hyper-aggressive marketing towards a female demographic, this show became surprisingly popular, complete with magical girl transformations and everything. The show was created by the same guy who created Huntic, which I apparently pronounced horribly wrong when I made the Huntic video, so I'm just gonna put his name on the screen and let you guys figure it out for yourselves. This show came on the air several years before Huntic, and this is what made Rainbow a successful company. And this show has several of the same issues that other foreign shows did at the time. Oh, yeah, in case you didn't watch the Huntic video, Winx is an Italian show. Rainbow is an Italian studio. Your childhood that you adore so much was created by the Italians, and nobody knew about it in the Western world. The main appeal is the exact same overused premise that a lot of these shows use. The main character discovers that she has powers, they're whisked away to an adventure, and honestly, the show just ripped the premise of Harry Potter and changed a few of the variables.
What did I tell you? Something special about these girls. She changed the music. She must have some kind of high-tech remote control. Nah. You didn't see the other one. They got some kind of magic power.
You know, you really ought to stop reading those Harriet Porter books.
Just about everything else is different, but it's pretty clear that the first episodes were a little lacking when it came to creativity. Now, I'm a guy that enjoys Ever After High and the Tinkerbell animated movies, so I was pretty excited when hearing that there was a show that basically combines both of those. But, well, I forgot that the early 2000s cartoons weren't as refined as they are nowadays. And Winx, though I do see the appeal, has a lot of issues in the beginning. There's some irrational actions.
Girls, watch out!
You can fly. What are you doing? There's some sort of good but also sort of bad animation in the first season.
Seems we can't leave you alone for a second.
Oh, leave them alone. They're so cute together. Don't you two have something?
Wait, was there two of her? There's definitely a lot of charm behind the show, and watching Bloom hone her powers and discovering the world bit by bit is enjoyable, but it does so through a sea of ew. The biggest issue is the fact that she's wearing skinny jeans with a crop top with a super thin waist, and she's supposed to be 16. I mean, it's almost like these people have never seen a real 16-year-old. It's like the same issue with the Kim Possible live-action movie. They got an actual 16-year-old and everyone was upset because she didn't look right, but that's because Kim Possible is drawn like she's 23. If I had to wager a guess, I'd say that the Winx character designs were inspired by those French fashion sketches you see where the girls are very thin and long, but there's nothing to back that up other than some visual similarities. So, I don't know. I think the biggest appeal to the show was the fact that it was so unique to look at. I mean, compared to other shows at the time, just the style alone gives the impression that the show is higher quality. Even I had to stop every once in a while and stare blankly as this show was airing. Anyway, as with most shows from foreign countries during the early 2000s, this was licensed by 4Kids. As the show went on, it jumped from station to station after 4Kids lost control of everything. One thing I really appreciate about the show is how it's not afraid to combine technology and magic. I mean, when you really think about it, these magical worlds solely relying on magic is pretty stupid, especially since technology is so advanced just across the pond. In Winx, they have hover cars, cell phones, flying ships, and a lot of other things. It makes it feel a lot less forced, as if it's an actual world. And the biggest appeal of the show is something that's really hard for me to describe. Have you ever babysat a 6-year-old and see how they play pretend? How they're in a magical world, all their own, and things just happen because it's fun and cool. Logic isn't really necessary so long as it makes you lost in a world of wonder. That's the feeling I get with this show. Yes, it feels lame at times, and yes, the feeling of wandering through an enchanted forest with unicorns and pixies and glitter is tacky, but it's fun. It's something we don't get to see or experience anymore because it's considered bad. Frankly, I miss that feeling. It's that childlike imagination that we don't explore often anymore, and I want to see a return to it. It's the main reason that Alice in Wonderland and Adventure Time were so pivotal. It's because they managed to capture these feelings in their own unique way, and it was delivered in a manner that wasn't insulting to the viewer. Watching Winx was a little refreshing in that sense. And then it ends with a frickin' Deus Ex Machina. Are you kidding me? She just gets her powers back because reasons? And can I talk about the 3D animation in the show? The show aired before the blending of 3D and 2D animation, and they managed to use it very well. It's always there just to support what's going on, and is never in your face for too long. They were using 3D right before it was controversial. In all honesty, I slowly started falling in love with this show. At least with season 1. And yes, it's very easy to poke holes into, and there's so many flaws that it's distracting, but it does get a lot of things right. It manages to capture the aspects of fairy tale fantasy while creating a unique spin on it, while also creating a good amount of drama to where even I was getting really invested. The plot slowly built up towards the end with several mysteries, and I can tell that during the time this was airing, the ending of the season must have been a big deal. It's clear to me why Winx became so successful. And then it got 7 more seasons. Oh yeah, this series didn't end after that. They had quite a few more seasons and style changes and 3 movies. They milked this franchise for years. And there's a World of Winx series on Netflix as of the making of this video.
But hey, what's a pixie?
My dear, we pixies are beings of magic, and we often help fairies fight evil and perform their spells.
Where were you in season 1? I'm sure they could have used your help with the whole witch fiasco. I tried going to the Winx Reddit to ask for some help with this video, but the top posts were all NSFW posts of the characters, so that told me everything I needed to know about that. Luckily, there were some users who posted actual content. The most interesting was someone who goes by Dibby Lele, who showed video of the Rainbow Magic Land Winx ride in Rome. Apparently, Rainbow got big enough to make their own amusement park. And they made the Alfea Castle a real place too. It looks a little and needs some love and care, but it's really cool that this exists. You can still go to the official Rainbow Company website and see all the properties they currently own. They seem to be surprisingly active given their falling out of popularity in the West. There's this thing called the Rome Fiction Festival, and they have people dress up as the main characters from the show and dance for children. And then they take pictures and pose, and I really only found one video because it's not really that important, but I felt like I should mention it anyway. Now, here's something I found that is going to confuse a lot of people. There was a transition to who owns the rights to broadcast it in the West. After 4Kids went under, the rights went to Nickelodeon. The issue is that they really only had Season 3 and onwards, but Nickelodeon labeled it as if Season 3 is Season 1, when that's not the case. Luckily, the Wikipedia page has all the episodes in the correct order, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Another issue is that since the rights were changed, it's not easy to get the DVDs when it comes to Season 1 and Season 2. You can still find the complete sets online through eBay and Amazon, but as for streaming it, the only place I found is YouTube, where Nickelodeon offers it. Here we got the first edition, the debut issue of the Winx Club comic magazine thing. The naming convention gets a little skewed as time goes on, but basically, this is what they were trying to do. You open it up. Hey girls! You can tell I am not the demographic that they were looking for. You get a trading card from Upper Deck, which is something that I completely forgot to talk about. There was a trading card game. I actually had no idea about that until I got this comic. I did not expect there to be a trading card game. What do you and your best friends have in common? Oh, it's one of those trading card games. We have An interview with Bloom, exclusive Bloom interview. Oh man, guys. What's a trading card game? I have no idea. I've never heard of trading card games. Stella Style File. Don't worry, there is a comic book in here. Don't worry. They have to make sure they give you a bunch of things to look at first. We have some materials for some glitter nail polish that I'm never gonna use. That's both these pages. You have a friendship diary. Okay, you fill in the blank. I'm not gonna do that. And here we have the actual comic book, which honestly, the quality is pretty solid. Even if it's literally just a retelling of the first episode. They're just like original stories. We don't need those. Just rehash what we already did. It's honestly, it looks awesome. If they actually continued making comics like this, I'd be gobbling them up. This is gorgeous. I love this style and the layout for the pages. It's really cool. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now that is a blast from the past. Techna, I don't care. Do you guys see this? It's a chatterbox. Oh man, what's on the other side of the page? Dance the night away, slumber party instructions. Oh, can't wait to use those. Now here's something cool. I also got one of the Winx Club magazines from Italy from September of 2018. This is all in Italian. They don't publish this in English anymore, and you can see the style change that has occurred as they switched from traditional animation to flash animation, if I remember correctly, and they just kind of stuck with this. And this is also where I got the idea where it's based off of the fashion sketches. So we have a So Mario on page 4. There's a Tutte Pronte per la Scuola, I think. So some Winx Girls Scuolo and Isio Magico for Winx Girls. I don't know. A magic test that I can't take. It's all in Italian. I'm trying to make this entertaining for you guys, but it's hard. Oh yeah, Regal Academy is another one of their series that they're working on for Rai Yo-Yo. Okay, RAI is the abbreviation for Rainbow. So does Rainbow have their own TV network in Italy? Now we have the actual comic. Gotta have some fun bits first before actually reading. Ew. People don't like to read. And as you can see, you know, it's still pretty high quality for a comic book, but it doesn't have the same charm as that debut issue, you know what I mean? Like it's good. It follows the style, but doesn't have that same je ne sais quoi, if you know what I mean. In 2011, there was a show called Pop Pixie, which was a spin-off of the Winx TV show. It had one season consisting of 52 episodes and was aired on Nickelodeon. It was based off the Pixie characters that were shoehorned into season 2 for whatever reason. Probably to sell toys or something, I don't know. I didn't like them, and they never really used them to great effect, but hey, if you enjoyed the Pixies, there's a whole show for them, so go ahead. App games are still supported for the show. There's several of them available in the App Store and for Android. One of them is a full-fledged 3D adventure game, but it costs $2, so there's no way I'm really able to show you because that would require more money. This racing game itself is copywritten in 2018. This stuff is recent, like wow. There's a list of other video games, but the most recent one to come out was Winx Club Saving Althea in 2014 for the 3DS. There hasn't been anything since then. Now here's something I can get into. We have a Winx Club officially licensed Game Boy game. Join the Winx Club for an interactive adventure of fantasy, fashion, and magic. I just so happen to have my Game Boy right here. It's funny how it's a game for girls and they call it a Game Boy, but that's a joke that's been done to death. So got the little cartridge, we got, oh man, the actual manuals, and it comes with an exclusive trading card. Amazing. Describe your perfect outfit for a date with your crush. Got 2 super exclusive trading cards for Winx Club. Oh man, we have, this is a manual, that's a manual. I can see why they got rid of manuals. Like, does anybody read them anymore? Let's just pop it in here. Oh, 4 kids. Ooh, man. Did that say catch Winx Club every weekend? They were even advertising it in their games. Woo! I feel I should mention the entire purpose of the show was to sell dolls. The dolls were incredibly popular, and there was even a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive doll that I couldn't justify buying for this video, so here's a picture. Now you see, this is something I don't get. Like, here we have the toy, and you're like, oh man, I want to play with it. This isn't attached, and, you know, if I want to move it and relocate it, I'm just gonna, oh, yes, that's annoying. Like this, the plastic is super flimsy, and it's just, the doll, good quality, everything else sucks. Like, geez, I mean, this is what they were selling? My God. So, where is it now? Well, after Netflix finished their season of Winx, they announced on March of 2018 that it's getting a live-action young adult series. So, hopefully that's good. Hopefully it actually happens. I'm actually a little excited about it. It's really weird knowing that it's happening, but okay. In short, if you don't want to slog through 8 seasons and 3 movies, then you probably don't have to. But I recommend at least trying out the original series because it's actually pretty good. If you like what I do, then maybe support my Patreon so I can make more stuff like this. Stay beautiful and keep playing.